Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope everyone is having an amazing day. Um, I just want to come to you really quick and brief. First, I just want to say kudos to everyone or anyone that is trying to get out of their comfort zone. Let me say, not try, but getting out of their comfort zone and trying to grow, trying to do things that make you uncomfortable. I see a lot of people on my newsfeed that are doing that and stepping out on faith and doing things that they're not comfortable. So I commend you and I tell you to keep going. Okay. I definitely want to tell you to keep going because I know a lot of people may be quiet on my feed and that's okay, but you're stepping out and you're doing more lives or you just want to talk to more people or you're allowing God to use you even more in this season. So I just want to give you praise for one, if you're going the spiritual route, keep listening to God and allow Him to lead you. But if you're just trying to, learn more and do better and be the best version of yourself, I give you a lot of praise for that as well because it's not easy. And sometimes when you want to do something that gets you outside your comfort zone, sometimes you have to go alone. And sometimes you may not have the support. And sometimes, sorry, this is just a testimony, but sometimes, you may have to step out even when it's just you. And sometimes you have to go alone, but it's okay. So first, I just want to commend you for doing that and continue to grow, continue to get better. Okay. And this season, we need to be the best version of ourselves, for our family, for our kids, or whoever, who that is. But I just want to say, do a great job, continue to do a great job. You're worthy of it. Don't just settle and be comfortable where you are, but continue to grow. Okay. But that wasn't my message today. For the longest time, for the past 2 weeks now, I've been disobedient. So me and God's already have a conversation, but He's put it on my word to do a video, and the title is called "You're Selling Yourself Short." And so I finally am doing this video. And so I'm doing better. I'm not perfect, but I'm doing better with being obedient with God. But the title of this video is "You Are Selling Yourself Short." And I got a couple notes. So every day we are either being sold to or we're selling something to someone. For example, I know a lot of people right now are trying to figure out what their future looks like. And so, again, if you are selling yourself to someone else, you're selling yourself to your opportunity. You're selling your product and services. You're selling a future for, for you and your family and for other people. Or someone is selling you their dream. A job is selling you. A recruiter may be trying to sell you to get on board with their company, and all these different things. And it's like at the end of the day, you really have to think about, because I am in sales. And so for me, it's like I think about this all the time and I'm like, man, that is such a true statement. Either we're being sold to or we're selling to someone. And that's not always a bad thing, and it doesn't always have to be materialistic things. Some of the reasons why a lot of people sell themselves short is because they lowball themselves. For the longest time, if you've given yourself credit for accomplishing a goal or dreams and aspirations, sometimes people see that as arrogant. But you're not arrogant to make sure that you're complimenting yourself. You know what I'm saying? To go to school and get that degree, that's okay. And you may be the first in your family, but celebrate that because that's something to be excited about, right? So don't sell yourself short in this season. Whatever you are going through, whatever that you are focused on, make sure that you focus on that, but give yourself enough confidence and be bold in what you're doing. Don't lowball yourself because you are worthy to be where you are. Another thing is people like to downplay their experiences. I've learned in life and a lot through experiences is that I will not downplay myself to come down to someone's level. Okay, that's a word by itself. I'm going to say that again. I will not downplay myself to come to someone else's level because they're not at my level. And again, I don't say that in an arrogant way, but I say that because there's a lot of people that I talk to that are so talented and gifted, but they may see themselves as not worthy or qualified. God will take the non-qualified and make you qualified. Okay. So don't downplay yourself in this season. Do not downplay yourself in this season. Be strong again and courageous and be bold and be proud of who you are as a person, right? The other thing is we overthink things. We always think the worst. I know that I love doing lives, and sometimes, me being, trying to be the perfectionist that I am, I overthink things. Don't overthink things. Just stop overthinking and just do it. I know sometimes, we have to figure out, we have to have every piece of the puzzle before we do something, or we have to know everything about something before we do it. But no, just like Nike, you just got to do it. Okay, I've learned in life that you can't have everything figured out before you do something, because if you do, you're going to, one, block your blessing, but two, there's a lesson to be learned just to do it. If God wanted us to know everything we need to know before we stepped into our careers, or before we did something new, then he would give us that full picture. But if he doesn't, there's a reason why he's taking you step by step. And it's because he wants you to trust him along the way. You have to walk by faith and not by sight. And in the midst of that storm, because everyone's going to go through a storm, and your test is a part of your testimony, okay? So when you go through that storm, God wants to understand and know that you trust him in that process. Because if God can't trust you during your storm, he can't trust you when he wants to elevate you. Do you hear me? When you're at your lowest and you want to get to your highest, there's levels to it. But you got to bring God along with you. You definitely got to bring God with you. Another thing is that they downplay compliments. I used to do this all the time. I don't like being center of attention. I didn't like being center of attention. And I know people used to compliment me, when I was younger, and probably still to this day as well. Oh, you're pretty. Oh, you've done so great things. We're so proud of you. And for some reason, I wasn't confident at that moment. I'm more confident today than I was years ago. But I used to say, oh, thank you. No, I still got to work on this, or I still got to work on that. No. Accept that compliment. Accept what they're giving you, because at the end of the day, we have to give each other, we have to give ourselves and other people affirmations daily. There's so many people that's going through so much right now. And at the end of the day, when they're going through it, they need a light to look up to. They need someone to encourage them. They need someone to say, you know what? I'm going to be strong today because of this person. You know what? I'm going to be strong today because you are confident. I want to be like you. How did you get there? So don't downplay when someone's giving you a compliment. Take it, accept it, and keep it moving. Take it, accept it, and keep it moving. The other thing is that there's also a lot of opportunities out there now that a lot of people are scared to take advantage of, because it's like you've never been in the industry. You don't know much about it. Again, you don't know much about it. And so you're afraid to take that step. There's a lot of uncertainty in this world right now. And one thing that you can't allow to happen is someone to control what happens in your life. Control the things that you do. And if there's another life that you desire, that's okay. But don't be afraid of new opportunity. In order to be the best version of you, you're going to grow, whatever industry that's in, whatever area that is that you're going to focus on. You have to grow. But sometimes I've learned in my career, you're not going to always have a straight path to your career. Sometimes you got to take detours, and that's just in life itself too, not just in careers and business, but that's in life. You're not going to always have a straight path to success. There's going to be a couple of detours along your way. And then eventually, once you grow and you understand the lesson that's learned in that process, God's going to bring you back on that path. And that's going to be a straight path. But there's not too many stories that you hear that's going to be a straight path. So don't be afraid to do something new because you're afraid of what's going to happen. You're afraid of failure, or you're afraid of success. Sometimes people are afraid to succeed because they don't think they deserve it, or no one in their family's done it. Sometimes God has called you to be the GOAT for your family, and you're going to have to do it alone. But God has called you for it and not somebody else to do it, So there's a lot of new opportunities, and I'm not saying just jump into anything. No. Pray about it, research it, make sure this is legit, because there's a lot of things that's not legit. So make sure that you do your research. But there's a lot of opportunities out there for you to have the life that you desire. Okay? Don't be afraid to try something new. Now, if you're comfortable with where you at, cool. I'm not talking to you. But if you know that you want more out of life, you want to bring more to your family and what have you, don't be afraid to try something new. The worst thing that can happen is you can try something new and be great at it and succeed. The worst thing that can happen is that you don't give it your all and you're in the same predicament that you was before you started. There's no harm, no foul to try something new. That's just like going to school. Most of us went to school. We didn't know if we was going to finish our 4-year degree or 2-year degree. And just like learning something new, we had to go through school most of our life just to get to where we are. It's a process. It's the same with new opportunities. It's a process. So again, don't be afraid to try something new. There's no harm, no foul to try something new. Most of the time. Depends on what you're getting at. And also, a lot of people don't value their own skills and their talents. Steve Harvey says it best. Your skills and talent is something that you do effortless. Something that you don't have to think about. So I want you to take a moment to think about what you're great at. That you can just do it in your sleep. And whatever that is, value your skills and talents, because God handpicked and created all of us. And we all have different skills and talents. So instead of being sold to, just value yourself. Value the gifts that God gave you. There's a reason why he gave them specifically for you. You may be creative. You may be a good journalist. You may be good at marketing and social media. Whatever that skill is, you may be great at it. But do it well, because your gifts will make room for you. Okay? And the last thing that I'll say too about, why, people sell themselves short is that they're not confident in themselves. And this is a lot. In my personal experience, I can only speak about myself, but I've learned, I used to be triggered by some of my childhood things that I went through. And excuse me, not that I had a bad life. I had a really good life. But there's some things that, that I experienced in my childhood that I kind of took to my adulthood, and I lack confidence, or I'm holding a barrier that has nothing to do with me, but I'm holding it for someone else because I saw them experience it, if that makes sense. So when it comes to selling yourself short, you have to know who you are, whose you are, and be confident with who you are in your own skin. And it takes time to deal with that. It's not something it's not an overnight success. It's a process that you have to go through. But I challenge you, and each and every person that's on here that is going to view this video, is that I want you to take a self-evaluation of yourself and look at the things that you're great at. Look at the things that you're not so great at. Look at the areas that you can improve, and choose those things in this season to get better. Whatever it is. You know what? I want a daily routine. You know what? I want to work out. You know what? I want to speak up more. Whatever it is. But find your worth, define your worth, and be confident in your own skin. And here's the other thing. We spread word about a lot of things in this world. Oh, this clothing store is great. Go there. Go to this hair store. Go to this shoe store. Go see this person's company. Go see that person's company. And that's great and all. But there's also a lot of good people that have a lot of great opportunities that's trying to put people on, regardless of what industry that you're in. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the things that I said before, that we don't value ourselves and we're not confident in things like that, we're being sold too. But if you have an opportunity to help somebody else get better, regardless, again, I'm going to say this loud and clear because it doesn't have to be in a specific industry, but regardless of what it is, there's people that have great opportunities for you that we're going to put people on. And why would you not want to be a part of something that, one, somebody you already know, but two, even if you don't know that person, but in your heart you feel like it's authentic and it's true, why not? And I say that because you can sell an opportunity to someone that can change their lives forever. But the person has to, one, accept it, but two, they have to put in the work to even have the full opportunity, right? So I just it was on my heart, and I don't know who this is for. A lot of times when I'm talking to myself, but keep in mind every day you're either selling to someone or being sold to. And life is hard. Let me talk about this real quick before I wrap up. Life is hard. And I'm learning each and every day about myself, being a mom, being a wife, as a woman. I want to be the best version of me that I can. And in that process, I have to evaluate myself every day. But you also have to choose your heart. What I mean by that is you can't complain about your situation and don't do anything to change your situation. You can't complain that you're not happy with where you are, but you don't have a plan in place to change it to have a better life. You know what I'm saying? So you got to choose your heart. But if you're going to complain about something, make sure that you have a solution to be able to change, the situation that's going on. So as I wrap up again, don't sell yourself short by devaluing yourself, downplaying your experience, lowballing yourself, not taking compliments. You're downplaying your compliments, not taking advantage of new opportunities, because we got to break barriers. Break those generational curses. Break those things, because that's why a lot of people don't take opportunities. Oh, my mom's not an entrepreneur. I don't know anything about it. Oh, my dad never opened up a mobile food truck. It doesn't matter what your parents or your cousins did. This is your life. You have the will of your life to change your life. So break those barriers. Again, God puts blessings and visions in us personally for us to deliver those blessings. He doesn't put that in somebody else because they can't see the vision that God gave you. The other thing is that you have to grow, learn, and improve. And if you're not willing to grow, if you're not willing to learn, and if you're not willing to improve, you're going to be comfortable and you're going to stay where you at. But you can't complain with where you're at. And the thing is, again, we're in our comfort zone. It's okay and it's safe to stay in our comfort zone because we know what's guaranteed. We know what schedule that we're on, and it's just comfortable. But then you're still frustrated about your situation. And the other thing is being comfortable. This is a hard one. Being comfortable, being uncomfortable. If you want to grow, if you know you desire to have a different life, a better life, whatever that looks like, you want to travel more, you want more money, you want to be able to help a nonprofit, whatever that looks like, you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable, because in order for God to deliver, in your life, he has to be able to see that you're willing to grow. He has to be able to see that you're willing to be able to accept the things that you have now so he can give you more. But sometimes being uncomfortable it does not feel good. But there's also a blessing on the other side of that. And that's a story for another day. But at the same time, if you're selling something to someone, there's a lot of great opportunities out here in this world. Again, I'm going to say it loud and clear because I don't want you to think it's specific to my industry. I have a great industry that I'm in. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of opportunity out here. And what I'm saying is that don't be afraid to try new opportunities. But there's a lot of people that are on great things right now that you can jump on board to make a little money on the side. You can jump on board to get the education that you need. You can jump on board to get that certification that you need to do X, Y, Z, whatever it is. So I'm asking you, are you selling yourself short? Every day, are you being sold to, or are you selling to someone? I hope that you like this video. If it encouraged you, I hope that you just can share it, give it a like, give me a comment, whatever that looks like. But I hope that I can impact one person. My goal is to impact one person a day. And if I did that, I did my job. So I hope that I helped someone today. But I hope you guys have a great day and go be great on purpose, as my husband says.